Hey Decide Destiny crew, Carl Spreedy's here. Thanks for joining me for another Decide Destiny Daily Dose. Decide to have a look at what is really going in your body. I was chatting with someone this morning, lovely lady. She was having a friend come over and they were going to, discuss business and different sort of things over tea. And she said, you know what? I'm not going to put makeup on this morning. I'm just going to, try some of the natural makeup things that I know, but I'm just going to try and avoid putting all the other chemicals on my skin. Did you know that within, I think it's 6 seconds, whatever you put on your skin ends up in your bloodstream? So all these things, I didn't know that until a couple of years ago, that a lot of different sort of things I didn't know. And how many chemicals that are going into our body, how many things that we're putting out the body without knowing. And it can be the same with thoughts. What thoughts are we allowing into our body? What content, what negative sort of media are we allowing, or dialogue, or deranged sort of toxic, divide and conquer sort of narrative are we allowing into our consciousness? So it's the same goes with your what you put in your body. Now today what I'm going to do is, it actually goes back to an earlier video I did when I was in South Africa, and I'll put a link to that video. And it's when my father showed me the water distillation and the process and his WaterWise product and how it works. And in that video you can see he puts the water in. It's a 4-hour process for the water to get to a certain level, heat it up, and then the water pours into a jar, into a big sort of container, and then you drink the water out of that. And then when you look back into the machine that has just distilled all this water, you can see the brown, the rust, and that's all the heavy metals.
Okay, and what we see at the bottom there is a residue of all the heavy chemicals that are found in our tap water. In there's probably a concoction of fluoride, chlorine, bromide, there's probably even arsenic in there, and also the rust oxidation from the pipes could also be in there. All these things that we've been drinking straight from our city water, from our tap water.
All the heavy metals that are going into your body, going into your bloodstream, all the heavy metals that are there, and you're wondering, why am I having these pains? Why am I having these ailments? Why am I having these? Why is my immune system weak? Why are all these different things? It's what you're allowing and deciding to put into your body, and what kind of goes through, and you don't even think about it. You just drink water. You don't even think about it. You put stuff on your skin. You don't think that these things are going to get into your bloodstream. They're going to go where? Into your heart, and they're going to affect your health. So just be conscious of what you put in, and do your own research. Have a look, investigate, dive deeper. You can't look at someone to be an expert across all of these sort of things. You're going to have to go and be the expert of your own life and find out, okay, what do I need to learn for my health? What do I need to learn for my specific things that I need to avoid? So water is a big important thing for all of us. And so I'm going to do the distillation thing and process. I did it in South Africa, and the water was actually filtered water. My dad had a filtration system, and that was the water that we did the distillery with. He tested with using this machine, a TDA. It's to test the amount of solids in the water, and I think it was around 100 before he distilled the water, and then it went down to I think 3 solids in the water, 3 parts per million. So I'll link the video because he takes us through, and he's really got the info and the great way of explaining the whole process.
We're going to run a distillation process with this water distiller that I recently purchased. Okay, first of all, as you can see, it's pretty clean inside. There's nothing in there. It's nice and clean stainless steel, pure stainless steel. Take it over. We're going to fill it up to the full line. If you notice the full line over there, that's the full line of purified water that I've got on that side. Okay, we filled up the tank to the full level. Now we're going to put the cooling coil on the top, and we're going to run a 4-hour distillation process. So we cover it up, okay, we connect this up, okay, it goes through here, and it goes through like a lot of coils that cools the vapor, and then liquid brings it back to a liquid again in terms of the distilled water that's going to come out. So we put the cap on, we plug the cap into its own little socket at the back, we put it in a nice position here, a little bit of airflow next to the window, and make sure we position the collecting jar right under there, because it's going to drip, drip, drip as it starts. As we said, it's a 4-hour cycle. Make sure you've got a bit of space on each side. So it's just full, so it's going to make one full level. It's about like 4 liters or about a gallon. So, ready? We switch on the button. The water at the moment is boiling, okay? It's boiling, it's going to start boiling, and then as it boils, it turns in from a liquid into a vapor, into a gas, and it rises up and connects into the storage tank on the top here, which consists of a whole lot of cooling coils. As it goes through circular cooling coils, the vapor goes through that, and then comes out at the bottom here at the outlet and drips into our collecting jar. Carbon filter, which is used to further purify our water by removing VOCs or volatile organic compounds. Those are small little elements that escape the evaporation process, but they still get caught in the actual carbon filter. So we're taking them out as well to further purify our water. So here we are replacing this one. Okay, this is the old one. It's been in there for about 3 months. You should replace them every 3 months. So here's a new one. Open this one up. And then we take off this red seal here. So the date today is the 18th of September. So the next one would be replaced around the 18th of December. So we put it in there. There we go. And now we're good to go for another 3 months. This is tap water from the tap. This is called a TDS meter, total dissolved solids. This measures how many dissolved solids are in water that you can't see with your naked eye, but they're dissolved, total dissolved solid. I'll switch this on, and as you can see, it's got a 0 reading, 0 parts per million, 000. Mm-hmm. I'll stick this in the water, tap water, and you'll see how many parts per million we find. Let me just get the reading now. Hang on, just give me a sec. What have we got there? 100 parts per million. Do you see that? 100 parts per million. Right, now we'll do an experiment with distilled water and see how many parts per million we get in distilled water. We're going to get another cup here. This is the distilled water. Put that in there. Right. So we clear the meter, go back to 0. So you can see we're back on 0. We put the meter into the distilled water, see how many total dissolved solids we've got in parts per million. Stick it in, press the button. What do we get there? 2 parts per million, as compared to 100 parts per million in tap water. So you can see all this here are those that have been removed by the distillation process that would be circulating through your body had you been drinking that water. Okay, boiling water is not the same as distilling water. What you're doing in effect when you're boiling water, all you're really doing is you're killing off the microorganisms, all the bacteria and the viruses, but you're still leaving behind the heavy metals in terms of the chlorine and other chemicals like boron, chlorine, fluoride, and many other chemicals, including even pesticides that are currently in our water supplies, that will still remain at the bottom and that you will probably ingest by drinking the boiling water, thinking that you're drinking more pure water than normal tap water. So, as I said before, all you're really doing is just killing off the microorganisms in terms of bacteria and the viruses.
So I'm actually going to do it here with tap water, and then I'll also try eventually with alkaline water, because I've got an alkaline filtration system, and I want to see what comes out. You know, how does the Perth water measure up to the Johannesburg water that's filtered? You know, so I'm going to do the process right now. I'm going to have a look. I'm going to see. I'm going to do a bit of investigation into what I'm putting in my body. I'm going to go to that step further. I'm not just going to, you know, say, oh, yep, this product sounds great. Drink it down. Oh, yep, this water, tap water's fine. This, you know, this bottled water's fine. This, you know, I'm going to go a step further and work out, okay, what's actually in it? You know, what can I actually look at? You know, those metals, can I actually see? Does the rust and all the heavy metals, does it look similar to my dad's water experience? So yeah, this is what I'm doing, guys. I'm just curious, like all of us on this planet, and I think as soon as we start denying our curiosity and stop investigating and diving deeper, that's really where we lose our heart and soul passion for this life. So keep curious, keep questioning, keep investigating, keep learning, keep interacting, and figure out the answers for yourself. So it's got 0 there, 0 parts per million. And with the total dissolved solids test, we're going to record how many parts per million in the water. And 468 parts per million. 468 parts per million in tap water. Okay, now I'm going to try the alkaline filter. I'm going to see how many parts per million are in the alkaline filter. Okay, so again, we're at 0. And I'm going to put it in. Okay, put it in, and press hold. And it's 464 parts per million. Okay, where the tap water was 469, and I'm going to test the distiller afterwards, and we're going to see how many parts per million are in the distiller. Okay, cheers guys. We're going to test the total dissolved solids of this water. So you can see there, the reading is 0 at the moment. And we're going to hold this down and put it in the water. So let's have a look. So it gives us a reading of 40 total dissolved solids. So you can see that's quite a difference from what we had before. So it's gotten rid of most of those heavy metals, most of those toxins, fluoride, all that sort of stuff that's in your water that could be, and I'm not making any statements here, you have to go and do your own research and decide for yourself, that could be detrimental to your health. So you want to get down to 40. This is what it takes. And the water tastes brilliant. So I'm going to try this for a little while. I think it's a good idea, it's a wise idea to add minerals and salt and things like that, because when you heat the water up to that heat, one of the drawbacks or one of the criticisms of distilled water is that you're getting rid of all the rich nutrients. Whilst you're getting rid of those toxins and heavy metals, you're getting rid of the rich nutrients as well. So I'm going to see, I'm going to maybe ask what my dad uses, what sort of things he adds to the water, getting all those important elements out of the water still. So yeah, 40 dissolved solids from where we were. So that's a pretty good start and tastes bloody good. So guys, I will quickly check inside what it looks like, and I'll show you a video of what it looks like inside. And as always, remember, decide your destiny.